And Sri Lanka's Finance Minister Ali Sabri has informed the cabinet that all public expenditure other than essential services will have to be tightly controlled to cope with the challenging environment in the country. Hit hard by the pandemic and short of revenue after President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's government imposed steep tax cuts, the island nation is facing the worst economic crisis in its history.
As Sri Lanka faces its worst economic crisis in its history, Finance Minister Ali Sabri informed the cabinet on Tuesday that all public expenditure other than essential services will have to be tightly controlled to cope with the challenging environment in the country. Government institutions in Sri Lanka are already instructed to strictly follow the restrictions already introduced by several circulars. They include controlling the payment of fuel and communication allowances, restrictions of water and electricity expenditure, suspending the construction and hiring buildings, among others. The island nation's economy was hit hard by the pandemic and tax cuts by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's government. Rampant inflation and shortages of imported food, fuel and medicines has led to weeks of sporadically violent protest. Rajapaksa was hit by mass resignations from his cabinet last month and now faces the possibility of a no-confidence vote in his reformed government later in the week. The main opposition, Samagi Jana Balavigaya, led by Sajid Premadasa, is preparing to table a no-confidence motion and an impeachment motion against the current government. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka has extended a credit line with India by $200 million in order to procure emergency fuel stocks, the country's Power and Energy Minister Kanchana Vijayarasekara said on Monday, as China said it supported efforts for the island nation to restructure its debt. The island nation has also approached the International Monetary Fund (IMF) for an emergency bailout.